come together, and I think they pulled off a great event for us tonight. We hope to have some more things coming up in the future. One of those will be some debates, so be watching our Facebook page because we are going to have a series of debates in April, probably at the Bell Theater, and I'm sure everybody will be interested in coming to see those. First thing I'm going to do is introduce a fellow who is a Bell Countian, and he has a great heart for community service, for leading others, helping others, and he has just been named as our chairman of the Bell County Republican Party, and it's Dr. Brent Percival. He's to come up and say a few words.
I know y'all didn't come here to hear me, so I'll be quick as I can, but I thought it might be a decent idea. Most people probably know who I am, but is there anybody here who don't know who I am? I need to ask you to leave, sir. So I've been here all my life. I was born and raised in 119 Pineville, Kentucky. My father and mother both were in the school system. My father was principal of Bell County High School for 30-some years. At one time, he was the longest-seated principal in the state of Kentucky, which I was quite proud of. The smartest man I've ever met in my life and one of the best men I've ever known. So our whole family, since probably the origination of the Republican Party, have been Republicans in the state of Kentucky. Again, my grandparents date back into the 1800s, and all I've ever known is Republican. Are there any Democrats in the room? Stay seated if there are. Okay, never mind. You can stay. You can stay. But look how awesome this is, and if you all have looked at, and I'm sure you have since a lot of you all are very political, or you wouldn't be here, how cool is this to look at our primary this year in Bell County, Kentucky? Is there even going to be a general election for all intents and purposes? So isn't that a cool thing? I mean, the fact that when the primary is over, basically the election's over, which is good and bad. Good in the sense the Republican Party's that strong, which pleases me to death. Bad in the fact you boys have got and girls have got 3 months to get this thing done. So it's time to roll up and get it done. I would you indulge me one more quick thing. I wish all the political candidates would stand up just for 1 second. Just everybody stand up for 1 second. Everybody that's running for magistrate, sheriff, judge executive, whatever. Here's my charge for you guys, and again, this is just me talking. When this election's over, May 19th, there'll only be one magistrate in District 1, District 2, District 3. There'll be one sheriff. There'll be one judge executive. There'll be one coroner. But we're all still going to be neighbors and friends. And we've got to remember one thing. The Republican Party, it needs to be strong. So none of this infighting and nonsense, it doesn't work. You know, nobody likes it. That's my charge for everybody. And I'd like to give you all a big round of applause for doing what you're doing. Thank you all. I had a little bit of political history. I ran for school board once, got my butt beat. It felt really bad. I ran the next time and came out on top. So I've been on both ends of it, the victory of the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, as they used to say on the wild world of sports for us old people. But the bottom line is, this is the reality of what we're going to be dealing with in a few months. So you guys all remember that we're still neighbors, we're still friends, no matter how it turns out, no matter what happens, this is the life we live in. So anyway, I just wanted to, I probably talked more than I should have. 3 minutes, is my time up? Thank you guys, and I really appreciate this appointment. It's going to be a good thing. I'll do my best. If you need me or anything I can do to help you guys, I'm all over Facebook. God knows I'm always posting something on Facebook, usually non-political, because my wife, oh, Lord have mercy, God help me. I want to introduce my beautiful wife, Nicole. Oh, thank you all. That would have been a big faux pas on my part. I'd have paid for that one later. But anyway, if I can help you guys or anything I can do on my end of the game, which again I'm kind of new to, as some of you guys are, some of you experienced veterans know more than I do by many times over, let me know. I'll be there to help you do whatever I can do to keep you going and keep the thing going. And again, May 19th, the coolest part of the whole thing is it's going to be a Republican freaking sweep.
Thank you, Brent. Looking forward to lots of good things coming out of our party. We are going to start with our speakers here in just a minute. Before we get started, a couple of quick rules because the teacher is coming out in me, so I have to share that with you all. Miss Jennifer Yankee is sitting right here on the front, and she has a little sign as you all get up to speak. We are timing you. You have 3 minutes, and that begins when you start speaking. It doesn't count you walking to the stage, so it'll begin when you start speaking. We need you to come up this way and go back down this way because there are cords over here. We don't want you to trip. She will, at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, she's going to hold up a sign that says you got 30 more seconds. So that means you can wrap it up. And then we'll stop you at 3 minutes. If you're in the middle of a sentence, we're not going to stop you and send you to the principal, but you're okay. So just keep on speaking. So all speakers are given that time. Speech must remain on topic, no personal attacks, profanity, or offensive language. All right, we're ready to get the show started, and we are honored to have Ms. Karen Kelly here with us tonight. She is Congressman Hal Rogers' representative, and as we know, he is running for our 5th Congressional District this year, and so she's going to speak on his behalf. Thank you, Karen.
Well, first, let's thank Elizabeth and the ladies again for pulling this together. This is such an exciting evening. I'm Karen Kelly, and I'm the Chief of Staff for Congressman Hal Rogers. I grew up over in Pike County, live in Kentucky, travel back and forth between D.C. and home. And let me just say, Hal's in D.C. today, but it's far better to be right here in Bell County with all of you. Congressman Rogers has never forgotten why he goes to Washington, D.C. each and every week. He goes to fight for the people of Eastern Kentucky. He goes to make sure you have a voice and that you are at the table. As the chairman of the subcommittee on appropriations for the Commerce, Justice, and Science Committee, he funds everything from the Department of Justice, which includes the DEA and ATF and our nation's top law enforcement. But he does not forget the importance of the flood projects here in Bell County. He doesn't forget about our roads, our water, our wastewater needs. And he's asking for your vote again this year so we can make sure that we stay at the top of the list, so we can fight for conservative values, pro-life values, so we can fight to keep the America's First agenda moving forward. He's the only candidate endorsed by Donald Trump in this race. They've become great friends. He's the only candidate endorsed by Mike Duncan, the former RNC co-chair. He's the only candidate endorsed by Scott Maiden and the only candidate endorsed by Adam Bowling. So he knows this community, he loves this community, and he is fighting for you each and every day. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Kevin Smith, and he is a candidate for the 5th Congressional District.
Good evening, and thank you all for being here today and being a part of this event. I want to thank the Republican women here in Bell County for helping put this together. You are doing a great job. Thank you for bringing the candidates out so we can have a forum just like this. My name is Kevin Smith, and I'm running for United States Congress. I'm a Christian, a husband, and a father of 4 young children. As I was walking around earlier, I was passing around some of these. Some of you might have seen them. They've got my family on it. And this is exactly why I'm running. It's for their future, okay? My family has been in Eastern Kentucky for 8 generations. My grandfather, my father, both mined coal in these hills in this region. When I was born in Clay County, it's where my family's originally from. That's where we go back. And currently I live in Laurel County. I was the very first person in my family to earn a 4-year college degree. And thanks to an athletic baseball scholarship to Union, that's what I was able to do. After Union, I went to law school. Then I went and worked as an aide on Capitol Hill. And recently, during President Trump's first administration, I got the opportunity to serve in our nation's government. Today, as an attorney, I get to work and fight and defend against some of the most woke ideologies out there. where I work to be able to help children and promote and defend our faith and our freedoms. That's what I do as an attorney. And across Eastern Kentucky, something that's very near and dear for me is the work that I do in my nonprofit work. And I've been able to work and create opportunities in education and work with our youth to be able to create opportunities for them right here at home so that they can find careers that they can see, that careers that they can do right here and not have to leave our region. In the work that I've done over the last almost 20 years working with youth and young professionals, I am not new to tackling and challenging the status quo. Because I want to make Eastern Kentucky better, and I want to improve our region. And nationally, let's look, and let's be honest, Washington is broken. We can't afford business as usual anymore. Our country faces a crushing national debt. We have a culture that mocks faith, that devalues life and liberty and confuses our kids. And while President Trump is leading the fight to secure our border and defeat the woke ideologies and woke agenda, our families, as I go around Eastern Kentucky, one thing is certain. Our families right here are working harder than ever. But despite that, they're wondering the same things. They're asking themselves the same questions. Will my children continue to have to leave this region to find opportunities? And that's why I'm running for Congress, to bring a new generation of conservative leadership so that Eastern Kentucky, which powered America's past, can power its future. Over the next 105 days, I'm going to be going around Eastern Kentucky and across this region to talk about the pillars of this campaign, which is faith, family, freedom, and the future of Eastern Kentucky, because I believe Eastern Kentucky should always be rising. I ask for your prayers, your support, and your help as I continue to deliver this vision. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Next, we have Andrea Begley. She is here representing Congressman Andy Barr. And Andy Barr is running for U.S. Senate.
I'm the short one. Elizabeth, thank you for the invitation to be here, and thank all of you all for showing up. It's an honor to be here tonight on behalf of Andy Barr, who is running for United States Senate. Andy is honored to have the endorsement of Congressman Hal Rogers and State Senator Scott Maiden. Andy flipped Kentucky's 6th congressional district seat from Democrat to Republican, and though other candidates in the race are talking about working with President Trump, Andy's doing that every day to pass the America First agenda, which is where he is, and I am honored to be here with you on his behalf tonight. Andy recently kicked off his energy coalition in Harlan, and many of the Bell County residents were there to join us. He's very excited about the potential for coal. There will be no bigger champion in Kentucky for Kentucky coal and conservative values in the Senate than Andy Barr. And before I wrap this up, and I will be around, but I wanted to ask, do we have any mothers, fathers of female athletes in this room here? Yes, absolutely, me too. One of the big endorsements that Andy has is Riley Gaines in this race as well. She has endorsed him because he's proven time and time again in Congress that he will stand up to fight to keep men out of women's sports. I'm a mother of an athlete, and that's something that's personal to me. I've seen Andy stand up and fight for coal. That's something that's personal to me. I'm from Leslie County. So as you all are seeing a lot of ads, seeing a lot of messages, just know that Andy Barr will fight for Eastern Kentucky, and you will have a senator who will represent you in Washington. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. We are now going to start with our Bell County-wide races, and if you all picked up one of these sheets as you came in, this is the list. This is the way that the candidates are listed on the ballot. So we are going to go in that order. So if you see your name on the list, and for example, we're starting with our coroner race. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Mr. Ethan Warren and Mr. Jay Steele to come over here and line up with Jonna, and we'll get started. Ethan Warren is first.
A little taller. Good evening, and thank you for being here tonight. My name is Ethan Warren, and I'm running to be your next Bell County coroner in the May Republican primary. Before I go further, I first want to thank the good ladies of the Bell County Republican Women's Club for putting together this great event for our community tonight. I'm proud to be Bell County raised on Bell County values. I have a Bachelor's of Science in Biology and Associates of Applied Science in Mortuary Science, and I'm currently a Kentucky licensed funeral director and embalmer and nationally board certified. As an extra step to show my commitment to my community in this race, I recently completed a death investigators training program. One of my first priorities as coroner will be fast, dependable response times. Working in funeral service, I see deeply how each death affects a family. In grief, 1 minute feels like 10. I understand that, and I respect it. As your coroner, I will always do my very best to respond quickly. Timely response means you can begin the next step sooner, work with the funeral home of your choice, and have your loved one brought into their care with dignity and respect. One thing I want to be clear about in this race is that families will always have continued freedom to use their preferred funeral home. I am running for Bell County and no other reason. That's why, if elected, I plan to move the coroner's office out of a private business as it's currently located and into the courthouse. Moving it into the courthouse will allow residents to have a central location to do all their county business in the people's office. It's the people's office, and it belongs to be in the courthouse. The coroner's office isn't just about paperwork. It's about serving families in the same hardworking way I do each day in funeral service. That means showing up at 2 in the morning, even in places Google Maps swears doesn't exist, in good or bad weather, on difficult scenes, and doing the physical hands-on labor that's required, and making sure everything is handled professionally and correctly while remembering each family served deserves answers and quality care. I also believe in having a strong presence throughout our entire county. That's why I will keep qualified deputies in both Middlesboro and Pineville, so no matter where a call comes from, there is someone close by who can respond quickly. I will pursue available state and federal grants to continue to bring the coroner's office and equipment up to date while being a careful and good steward of your tax dollars. I'd be honored to have your support in the May 19th Republican primary to make me, Ethan Warren, your next coroner, dedicated to you, serving with compassion, and up to the job. Thank you, and God bless.
Next, we have Mr. Jay Steele.
Hello, I'm Jay Steele, your Bell County coroner. In 2010, I was running for coroner, and I made a pledge to the voters of Bell County in 2010. And I'd like to share that pledge with you because I've kept that pledge every day since 2010. I'm also getting a little older, and I need to find what to do with my glasses. Sorry about it. Oh. Lost a little time there, but I apologize for that. This was my pledge in 2010, and it still is today. I, Jay Steele, will observe all laws governing the coroner's office. I will abide by the codes of ethics and adhere to the highest standards of character, integrity, and responsibility. I will be truthful with all dealings with the public. I recognize the fact that the coroner's office is a practice affecting public health, safety, and welfare. I pledge education, so those who look to us for assistance will be well served. I will develop unparalleled relationships with all law enforcement departments and with all emergency personnel with whom I share the responsibility to better enable us to meet the needs of the citizens of Bell County. Promises made and promises kept. I made 4 promises to the voters of Bell County, and I've kept those promises. There is a corner in Pineville, Middlesboro, and the county, and have been since 2011, to decrease the time family has to wait, or law enforcement has to wait, or emergency personnel has to wait. And this evening, while we're gathered here, we have a deputy coroner covering Middlesboro and Pineville and the county. All death investigators with the Bell County Coroner's Office are state certified. It's the first time in the history of the coroner's office that we've had 4 death investigators that met and exceeded the guidelines for the state of Kentucky to be certified. All families, since 2011, all families have always had the freedom of choice in choosing their funeral home. I also promised a quicker response time on death certificates, which now are all filed online. Promises made, promises kept. As your coroner, I paid out of my own pocket to be a better coroner, and I've attended the following places to improve me as a coroner for my friends in Bell County. 2 master programs sponsored by the St. Louis University School of Medicine, Division of Forensic and Environmental Pathology, the National Forensic Academy at the University of Tennessee's Law Enforcement Innovation Center, the U.S. Department of Justice Drug and Enforcement Administration, the National Institute for Justice, the U.S. Department of Justice Federal Bureau of Investigation, the American Board of Medical Legal Death Investigators, and Emergency Management Institution with FEMA. I did that because I wanted to be the best coroner I could be for Bell County. And with Bell County and our staff, I'd like for you to keep me as your Bell County coroner so we continue to improve the coroner's office in Bell County. Thank you, sir. One more quick thing. I almost left this out on real quickly here. I might be bragging just a little bit. On April 29th of 2024, the highest level of achievement that a Kentucky coroner can receive, I was honored to receive that as Master Coroner. It's the first elected coroner in Bell County to receive that level of achievement. And it was all because of folks like you that helped support me in our office. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have, are you speaking? Yeah. Debbie, are you speaking? Okay. All right, we have County Clerk, Miss Debbie Turner Gambrell. Wasn't sure if she was coming on stage or not.
Yes, I'm short. First of all, I just want to say thank you to the Bell County Republican Women's Club for putting this on. I was telling Elizabeth, I said, I think the last one I come to was probably 40 years ago or more, and it was over at the National Guard Armory, and it was called the Republican Rally. And they sort of outshined you all. Everybody there had their red, white, and blue on. Men had their red, white, and blue neckties on that looked good, and then the red coats and maybe white paints or something. And I was telling her, I said, John Rowland, her dad, got up to speak, and I thought he was the President of the United States. I was young, probably in my maybe under 20, like you all are right now, you know. But I enjoyed that, and there was a lot of people, and if I have time, I'll go over some of them at the end of this. But first of all, I just want to say thank you all, and thank you all for allowing me to be your county clerk for 4 more years. As you know, I'm unopposed, and I'm so thankful for that, and I take that very seriously, and I am going to do my pledge that I did, I guess going on 12 years ago, to be friendly, fair, and do the best that we could do. And I have a wonderful staff, and half of them is with me tonight, and I'd like to take this time and introduce them. Front line, the own vehicle side, is Claire Warren Collins, Pam Hobbs, America Daniels, and I've got my election department here tonight too, and that's Kayla Carnes. I know everybody in here that has filed or has had an election question has called Kayla, and she is wonderful. And our elections, they say that they are free and fair. I can tell you 100% that they're fair. But as far as free, you may be free as voting, but it costs the county and the state a lot of money to have elections. Each election, I'd say $30,000 to $50,000 or something. It's a lot to have an election, but it's free for the voters. You don't have to pay anything, but they do cost the county and the state. So I encourage everybody to get out and vote. And even though I don't have opposition, I won't be on the ballot in May. That's good for me, and it's good for you all, because I won't have to be out here running around doing what you all gonna have to do, and I appreciate that. So I can be at the office taking care of your all's business, and that's what you all put me here to do, is to run everything the best that I can, and I feel like I have done that, even though I know I've not been perfect, but I always try to be fair and do the best that I can. And what I'd like to do before I leave, if I've got enough time, is tell you all, I worked for the county clerk 25 years before I ran for clerk. I was out, I took a break for about 8 years, but after that I came back. But and when I came into office, the coroner was Clyde Creech, the county attorney, John Golden, the county clerk was Joan Asher Kaywood, which is who I went to work for 25 years before I ran. And then the judge executive, Willie Hendrickson and Kurt Hoskins. I don't know exactly who was there when I came into office, but I know they both was there. And jailer, I think it was J.W. Howard and Donnie Arnett, maybe after him. And I just sort of thought this up in my head. I've not got no record of all this. And then property evaluation administration, Hickory Grace, Sheriff Buddy Cox, and then Monk Green before he became circuit clerk. And the property surveyor, I've got Porter Maiden. I'm not really sure about that. And then mayor of Middlesboro, Chester Wolf, and Ben Hickman was there. And Pineville mayor, Bobby Maiden, which is your father-in-law. And then the magistrates, I didn't know all the magistrates, but I remember Pearl Brock was my magistrate. And then after Pearl, it was one of the Garnet men, Hobe, I think it was. So they led the way for us. And I just wanted to sort of bring back their names and memories. And I just encourage everybody to get out and vote. And like everybody said, keep it nice and kind. And because we've got to be with each other the next day after the election. So I just want to wish all of y'all good luck. And thank you all for letting me serve 4 more years. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie, and I think you get the Best Dressed Award tonight, so you're red, white, and blue. Okay, we are going to start with our county judge executive candidates. We have Rick Nelson first, and then Albie Brock will be second, and Jeremy Killian third. So if you guys will go ahead and get ready to speak, and we'll start with you, Mr. Nelson.
To let you know this is a fair election, I offered Jennifer $20 for an extra 2 minutes, and she turned me down. So that's good. I do want to thank the ladies for doing all this. Men come up with the ideas, but if you want the work done, you go with the ladies, and they get the job done. Also about Brent. Brent's dad was an outstanding principal. I went to the office one time, and I was scared to death, Brent, but we talked about softball when he played softball. So he was a fine principal. I'm a little nervous, believe it or not. I'm running for county judge executive. I just want to tell you a little bit about me so maybe we can connect that way, because the issues, we're going to be bringing them out as we go along. First of all, I've been a resident of Middlesboro for 48 years, and if we can make it to August the 11th, my wife, Inetta, who's back there, would have been married 50 years. So that's a pretty good thing. You can give her a big hand. We have a daughter, Katie, and a grandson, Willie Nelson Lambden. So that is our family. And I want to tell you a little bit about growing up. I went to school at Blackmont. I went to Old Bell County High School. I went to Cumberland College and Eastern Kentucky University. And I was a school teacher for 30 years. I substituted for 1 year before starting at RJ. And Judge Brock's dad was the principal there, and he was a very fine principal, I might say. And then we moved to Bell County Middle School. And then I guess I was a bad boy because I finished up at the Bell County Alternative School. And to be honest with you, I loved it better than anything because those kids really needed that extra help and that extra attention. So I really enjoyed that, but I didn't tell nobody because they might move me if I did that. My experience, I was fortunate enough to be your state representative for 18 years. I have been told that's the longest serving state representative in Bell County history. It didn't matter if you was a Democrat, Republican, or Independent. If you called, I was going to try my best to help. And I think that is the way we should be. I also was fortunate to be the mayor of Middlesboro for 4 years. And although Boone beat me out, he was a great candidate. And Boone will verify this. When we took over as mayor, we was in pretty pitiful shape. Debt, we had 25-year-old police cars, and I'm glad that we made a difference, even though I'm disappointed we got beat. I think we made a difference and maybe made it a little bit easier on Boone when he came in. A couple of other things I do want to mention, a couple of my passions. Oh, first of all, I was going to let you know my wife is a school teacher too. She taught school 30 years at Pineville, and she's from Clear Creek. So if there's anybody here from Clear Creek, that might make a connection. Now, there's two things that I loved. One of them was coaching the girls softball team at Bell County. If you are a girl in here or a lady, you know that early on you weren't treated very well. In fact, Title IX forced basketball on in 1975. So I enjoyed doing that. And I did radio. Most of, if you played ball in here, I did your games on the radio. Did it for Elizabeth and for Albie and for all the other ones. And I enjoyed that quite a bit. So that's the connection I have. And I'll close by saying, H.M. Shorty Sparks, Jennifer, you know what he said, don't you? If I can't help you, I won't hurt you. Thank you so much.
Okay, next we'll have Judge Albie Brock come speak, please.
Good evening. I know that mic I might be a little loud. I normally don't need a mic in a room this size. I'm Albie. You all know who I am. This is Elizabeth. Thank you all and all the ladies that had something to do with it. Let's give them another round of applause because this is a big crowd. Really big crowd. It makes me feel really good to step up here after 19 years and see this many Republicans in a room together. When I first got elected, it was 11, these are round numbers, so y'all don't be busting me on Facebook because I didn't get the number exactly right. But there was 11,000 and some change registered Democrats. There was 7,500 to 8,000 registered Republicans. Now that number is reversed. So that didn't happen by accident. A whole lot of people changed from Democrat to Republican. And that's a wonderful thing. And they did that kind of in 4 batches. One, when Obama declared war on coal. Anybody in here changed when Obama declared war on coal? 2, they changed when they started saying hey, it's okay for a girl to go in a boy's bathroom. Did anybody change for that? I see one hand. Then a whole lot of folks changed when President Trump got elected. How many changed for that? So we got some lifelong Republicans in this room because I'm only seeing a few hands. And then a bunch changed this second time when Trump got elected. I've been a lifelong Republican. I am a member of the 5th Congressional Hall of Fame. I was inducted in 2010. That was not a popular time to be a Republican. I'm honored to have, Karen Kelly, the Congressman's Chief of Staff and Field Rep, Carlos, sitting at my table. I have strong Republican ties, strong Republican relationships, and that's important because success as your county judge is hinged on those relationships. I want y'all to ask yourself a question. When you look around at other counties, are we worse? Are we better? We're good. We're number 1 per capita in economic growth in all of southeastern Kentucky, and we're number 2, regardless of population, to Pikeville. Think about that for a minute. We've not raised your taxes. We've ran a conservative, very conservative fiscal court, and I want to continue that. We've got projects started right now. All right, I just saw stop. I didn't see 30 seconds. We've got a lot of growth. We've got a lot coming. I want to finish that. I'm doing this for your family, and I've got to recognize I've got a very special guest. I've got my granddaughter, one of my granddaughters here, Ava. Ava, if you would, stand up. Had to do that, had to get that out of there. I'll get an extra hug. I need your guys' vote. We need to continue what we've started, and I appreciate you all being here.
Thank you. How bad did I go? Albie, give me my list. Okay, thank you. We are moving on to, or is Jeremy Killian here? I don't think he made it tonight. Okay, we are moving on to jailer. So we have Barb Venable, Annie Nierengarden, Hobe Teague, Derek Fuzz Jones, and then Josh Collett will be finishing up. So we'll start with Ms. Venable. Thank you.
Good evening. My name's Barb Venable. I've been honored to serve as the Bell County Jailer since January 30th of 2025, following the passing of my husband, Robin Venable. I said I wasn't going to do that. When the opportunity came to me for me to finish the work that he had started, I knew it was something that I had to do and wanted to do to finish the work. From day one, my goal was to make the detention center a place of accountability, rehabilitation, and a chance for change. We offer church services, which has resulted in 68 baptisms just in the last year, GED classes, peer support certifications, so they can not only help themselves but help others. We have a pre-release program, which helps them for once they're released and head out home. It offers tons of resources for them. I'm running to keep the work that my husband started going and to keep the detention center headed in the right direction. I humbly ask for your support, your trust, and your vote. Thank you.
Okay, next we have Annie Nierengarden.
So First, I'd like to say I thank the Lord for the opportunity to be here. Thank you, ladies, for putting this together, and thank you all for taking the time out of your night, whether you're a candidate or a supporter, to be here. We're honored. Normally, I'm not at a loss for words. I can talk all day long, and I've got a piece of paper, but I said, Lord, if you'll just do this, let me be your servant. So that's what I am tonight, the Lord's servant. And like Barb, I don't want to cry. But I know where the honor stands, and I know what God's done in my life, and He's brought me to this moment. He's trained me, He's taught me, He's instilled into me discipline, accountability, and that's why I want to be jailer. But let me tell you who I am. So I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a Christian. I'm married to Tony Nierengarden. If we make it until April, we've been together 25 years of marriage. We've got 3 daughters, 2 sons still at home, and we're blessed with 3 grandbabies that fill the rest of that time. I want to be jailer because the Lord gave me that job back in 2015, and I went in, and there was days I came home and I cried out to the Lord. How do we change this? What do we bring in that changes our lives? And I can remember there was a time in my life that I could have been one of them, one mistake away. But the Lord seen fit to bring me here, train me for this moment. And through those things, even going back into the jail, into that jail ministry, and leading Celebrate Recovery and talking with addicts, people that's had trauma. And if you look around, none of us are exempt from trauma or addiction or some sort of mental health in this area. Like, we've all been touched by it. So as a jailer, I would fight for not only the workers to have that accessibility, to be able to go and talk to somebody, have resources outside that would come in and bring that in as peer support, as a network where we would go out and we would talk to people that would be on call. Can you come in? We've got a crisis. I remember a lot of times when somebody's put on suicide watch, we waited for a phone call from somebody to talk to them. Well, we should have that. It should be accessible. It should be there. Not only for the inmates, but for the workers too, because they see a lot of trauma walking through those halls. They spend a lot of time there. They see a lot of darkness. And so I feel like we can bring programs in, jail ministry, we can bring that peer support in, but we need the community. We need to be able to network in the community, that we have a turnaround, that we have lives saved and changed and families forever changed. So thank you all, and I would appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Derek Fuzz Jones.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say one thing. I'm as nervous as a kid going on the first day of school, okay? This is the first time I've ever been in a crowd this size, so I'm just going to read my sheet of paper right here. If I go too fast, I don't mean to. I'm a little nervous. But good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here. My name is Derek Fuzz Jones. I'm running for Bell County Jailer because this county isn't just where I work, it's home. For the past 14 or so years, I've been a humble public servant right here in Bell County. I've worked many jobs in this county, serving wherever I'm needed. I've done security work at LMU. I've worked for Bell County and Knox County EMS. I've volunteered with the Bell County Volunteer Fire Department, serving in ranks from firefighter all the way to chief. Today I work with the Pineville Fire Department and the Bell County Sheriff's Office as a court deputy, and I also have corrections experience. Needless to say, I love Bell County. I do anything to keep it safe, clean, and well maintained. If elected, one of my top priorities will be updating our jail or pushing for a new facility if that's what it takes. I will also actively seek grants for new equipment to make the jail a safer place for officers, inmates, and the public. We should never settle for outdated tools or equipment. I believe strongly in inmate accountability, and part of this is bringing back work release. Work release helps inmates give back, learn responsibility, and take pride in their community, while also helping clean up our county and city. There are graveyards in our community that need attention. It's overgrowth, trash, neglected roads. These places are sacred, and they deserve respect. With proper oversight, work release can help restore these areas and make Bell County something we're all proud of. At the same time, I will focus on mental health, rehabilitation. Many inmates struggle with addiction or mental illness. Ignoring those issues doesn't make us tougher. It just guarantees they come back. Addressing them helps break the cycle and keeps our community safer in the long term. I believe we can be firm, fair, compassionate, no nonsense, real solutions, real accountability. So with that being said, come May 19th, I'm number 4 on the ballot, and I'm asking for your support, your questions, your vote. Together we can all make Bell County safe, clean, and keep moving forward. Thank you.
All right, our next jailer candidate is Josh Collett.
Hi, my name is Josh Collett. I'm going to read from the notes because I am not a great public speaker, so bear with me and I'll get through this. I want to thank the Republican Women's Club for hosting this event. Y'all have done a great job. To tell you a little bit about myself and my platform, I was born and raised in Bell County. My parents are the late Woody and Brenda Collett of Newtown and 92. I have 4 beautiful daughters and just recently added a son. My partner and I have been together nearly 8 years. I grew up going to Mill Creek Baptist Church and attended Pineville High School. I was taught Christian values growing up that I carry with me today. I'm not perfect, but I strive to be better each day. I have 8 years of experience tailored specifically to the Bell County Jail, 6 years of those as assistant jailer. I generally encounter 2 views when out talking to people about the jail. One is they've committed a crime and it's not supposed to be a vacation. And 2, these people are loved ones and shouldn't be treated less than. I understand both views. Yes, they've committed a crime, and there are consequences for that, which the court system imposes. At the same time, these are loved ones, mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, etc. When I worked at the jail, I would say addiction played a role in 99% of the offenders. That's why I believe as jailer, it is your duty to implement policies to help rehabilitate offenders while they are there. I plan to offer as much as possible, looking into working with local college, Bell Whitley, Job Corps, to provide classes to learn new skills, careers, enroll in classes, to hopefully change their past and help them be productive members of our community. I plan to do this all while offering recovery classes and working closely with all the leaders of the recovery community so they can have tools and resources to get help. Church was always available when I worked there, and I plan to keep and expand on church to make that available to the inmates. Another policy that I'm running on is I will bring back outside work release. It is very beneficial to our community. They clean cemeteries for our loved ones. They clean up trash along our roadways. And like recently with this snow and ice, they would be out there helping our great workers with the city and county road department. It is also beneficial to the offender also. It gets them time knocked off their sentence and gives them an opportunity to give back to the community. If elected, I will be 100% dedicated to improving the jail and community on a daily basis. I have ties all across this county, all school systems, and I truly want to make a difference as jailer for those reasons. Thank you for listening to me, and I would greatly appreciate your vote and support to be your next Bell County jailer. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We are moving on to Property Valuation Administrator, and that is Blake Charles Ramey and Ben Barnett. So we'll start with you, Blake.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. That's the preacher in me. I need you to talk back to me tonight. So good evening, everybody. There we go. I know we got enough talkative people in here to talk back. For those of you that don't know me, I believe it's important for you to know who it is that's running and who it is that you may possibly cast your vote for. So for those of you that don't know me, I want to give you just a few minutes and a few important things about myself. My name is Blake Charles Ramey, and I'm running for Bell County Property Valuation Administrator. And some of the important background about me that I feel like relates to this job is, as a little boy, like many of you guys, I grew up loving to hunt. I've loved the outdoors, and my wife, Sarah, probably gets tired of me in the fall and listen to me talk about how I want to hunt and everything. But that was always a passion for me. And I always loved land. And as I got older, you actually have to start to work in those things. So I wondered about different careers on what I should do. And so I decided to settle in on real estate. And my passion and my love for land caused real estate to be an appealing industry. And that caused me to also try to convince my dad to get in some rentals. And in real estate, if anybody's familiar with it, you know that property lines and values, negotiation and accuracy and paperwork, that's just an everyday part of the job. That's not something that you run into just here and there, but that's an every single day thing. And it's taught me the importance of clarity and accuracy while guiding many people through the biggest financial decision of their lives. And one of the, I don't like to brag on it, but I am proud of it. One of the other most important characteristics and ways that I serve is I am a youth pastor, and I've been a youth pastor for over 3 years, and that causes me to text my former youth pastor sometimes and apologize for everything that I put him through when I was in youth group. But that's taught me the importance of listening to people and their problems. It's taught me the importance that comes with the responsibility of someone's trust, and how to clearly communicate things in love and the impact that comes with integrity. And I love everything about these two things, property and ministry. And I love ministry because I love people. And that's why I'm running to be PVA in Bell County, because I love property and my experience in real estate has qualified me for that position. And I believe as elected officials, you work for the people that you vote for. And you should never forget it. And my promise is that I'll always have the people's best interests at heart and at mind. And I humbly ask for your support and your vote in this upcoming election. And I also want to thank the Republican Women's Club for this great event. Thank you.
Next, we have Mr. Ben Barnett.
Hello, everybody. I want to first thank the Women's Republican Group. This is an awesome event. I can't believe the turnout for this. And I'm really proud of Bell County and the Republicans in this room for showing up and showing out and showing such interest in our county. Just to let everybody know who I am, if you don't know me already, my name is Ben Barnett. I'm the Property Valuation Administrator. This is my 4th year in office. It's the honor of my life to have become the Property Valuation Administrator. I met a lot of you while I was campaigning last time, and the ones that I didn't get to meet, I hope to get to meet this time as we're out on the campaign trail. I'm married to my wife, Tasha, who's over there, and we have 5 kids, and we have 4 kids that are between the ages of 4 and 9, so we don't get out a whole lot on our own, so I'm going to count this as a date night, so happy date night, honey. And, my family, we have a large family. I grew up in the same area as 5 generations of my family within about a quarter of a mile. Born and raised right here in Bell County. I am a certified Kentucky assessor with a emphasis in personal property. A lot of people don't realize real estate has a lot to do with the Property Evaluation Administrator's Office, but we also deal in valuation of personal property. And my background is in IT, and so that has come in handy quite a bit in the office as we've been able to push technology, push new technology, do things that other counties have not tried, and pioneer new methods in property valuation and keeping track with everything. And we'll talk more about that on the campaign trail as we go along and as we continue. Also like to point out that I serve in leadership on the PVA Association board. I was unanimously elected to represent District 7, which is 16 counties, on the legislative committee, and that gives Bell County a unique position, gives me a chance to help Bell County in a unique way in the region as having a voice for our county and our region in legislative matters. So I work with Senator Maiden and Representative Bowen and others, and I just want to ask all of you for your vote, and it's been an honor to be your PVA, and I would like to continue to be your PVA. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We are moving on to the race for sheriff. We have George Tudor Howard and then Mitchell Mitch Williams after that. So let's welcome them to the stage.
Hello, everyone. My name is George Howard, but everybody that's familiar with me around here call me Tudor. I've served 27 years in law enforcement, just recently retired from the Kentucky State Police with 20 years. I'm a proud Republican, and I'm running for sheriff here in Bell County. First, thank you for being here tonight. It truly means a lot to see so many people that's dedicated for the direction of this county is going. Tonight you're going to hear a lot of impressive resumes. While experience does matter, I am not standing here to compete against resumes. I'm here to talk about leadership, accountability, and where the Bell County Sheriff's Office needs to go next. Because being sheriff isn't about what you've done in the past, it's about what the sheriff of this county can do right now and what you're prepared to do to move forward. Leadership means showing up, not just wearing a title. It means being a working sheriff, visible in the community, present with our deputies, and involved in day-to-day work that they do. It means providing deputies with the tools, training, and support they need to do their job safely and effectively. I'm not asking for your vote based on a resume. I'm asking for your vote on trust and work ethic and a clear vision for the future of Bell County. Real plans, not just ideas. That's the kind of sheriff I'm committed to being. And I'll leave you with this thought tonight, not just for my candidacy, but for everybody's candidacy in this room. Without change, nothing changes. Thank you, and God bless Bell County.
All right, I'll ask Sheriff Mitch Williams to please come to the stage.
The last time I stood up here on this stage with a microphone, I was singing at a Unite dinner. So If I randomly start singing, it's because I probably ran out of stuff to say and I got 30 seconds left on that clock up here. I know most of the people here, and for those that don't know me, I'm Mitch Williams. I'm the current sheriff here in Bell County. I've been in law enforcement my whole career. I've been a city police officer, a state trooper, a state police detective, and I'm currently the sheriff here in Bell County. I could sit up here and tell you all kinds of great stuff about me, but I don't want to do that. I want to tell you what a great sheriff's department you have here in Bell County. The sheriff wears many hats. They collect taxes, they service the courts, they serve papers for the courts, you serve on the election board, and you have vehicle inspections, carry concealed weapon permits. So, you know, nobody likes to talk about taxes, but unfortunately that's the #1 job of a sheriff. Millions of dollars run through our office, and I want to brag on the girls in our tax office and our office staff that do the inspections and concealed weapons permits. We've accounted for every penny over the last 11 years in the Bell County Sheriff's Office, and that's what keeps the wheels turning within the county. Our 911 center and our court security officers are the unseen heroes in this department. They're the ones that do the transports. They're the ones that take in the serious calls. They're the ones that dispatch everybody where to go. And we've got one court security officer in here today, and he can tell you there's a lot of times they pull extra hours just to get out and do the things that need to be done to keep the wheels turning. Also, I want to talk about our deputies. Those guys are dedicated, they work hard, they never complain, and they get in some god-awful stuff. And I get calls from them on occasion, stuff that they need to do. And I tell you what, when this bad weather hit here in the last week or two, they were out there while everybody else was at their houses. They were delivering blankets to people out here that needed them. They were checking on people who don't have a roof over their head. And I know because I was there, I was with them as we did that stuff. But these guys do a wonderful job. And our chaplain corps that we implemented at the Bell County Sheriff's Office, they do a wonderful job giving guidance and counseling to victims of crime, those who are accused of crime, to the police officers within the Sheriff's Department and other law enforcement agencies in our county. And they're some of the most active in our court system of any agency in the county. So they're doing a great job. And I want to say this, we've made tremendous progress in the Sheriff's Department over the years. We continue to make good progress in the Sheriff's Department. And we're adapting to the changes of the environment that we're dealt with. Everybody in our department does training every year. They're trained on updated techniques. I go to the same training they do. But I want to ask for your vote and your support to help me keep progress moving forward and vote for me as Sheriff of Bell County in the re-election. Thank you.
Okay, that's our county-wide races. We are going to move now to Middlesboro Mayor. And while Boone Bowling comes to the stage, our current mayor, I am going to thank him for allowing us to have this facility tonight to have this event in. It's a wonderful facility. They've been a lot of help for us today, and I really appreciate it. All of us do. So we have Boone Bowling, Travis Moody, and then Michael Orr. So we'll start with Mayor Bowling.
Well, thank you all for giving me the opportunity here this evening, and I'm a little excited, and I usually don't keep a script, so I just kind of go off fly, and I hope that's okay with everybody. You know, I'm Boone Bowling. I've been a lifetime resident here. I grew up at Gateway Christian School before graduating at Middlesboro High School in 2013. From then, I went on to Eastern Kentucky University, graduated in 2018 from there with a degree in construction management. During my time there, I take pride in, I never missed a weekend coming back home. You know, I've always grown up loving this community. I love this city, and maybe I'm a little crazy, but I think we've got the best city, not just in Eastern Kentucky, but all over Kentucky. You know, and I really think what we're seeing right now is a community coming together to start building what's next. You know, I ran for city council when I was 22 years old. I was fortunate enough to get elected twice there, and then go on to run for mayor at the age of 26. You know, since over this last term, you know, I've learned a lot, and I've always been willing to go into every seat or go with every table and just be there to learn first. I'll always be the one to speak, because I've learned you can learn so much more if you just be quiet just for a minute. The old rule of, you know, having 2 ears and 1 mouth, it still applies today, I promise you. You know, and it just, I've been so fortunate to learn so much, and, you know, now I'm now growing that same family in the same community that I'm still in, that I've grown up knowing and love. You know, and just to have the opportunity now, as I raise my daughter with my wife, you know, having that opportunity to kind of see what the Middlesboro and the opportunity she's going to have here one day, it just, you all don't know what it does to me. I mean, it's your why, it's your how, it's your now. You know, and it's, you know, the hardest thing I've had to learn as being the mayor, though, is things do take time. You know, and it's one of the biggest reasons why I'm coming to run for a second term is, you know, I don't want to run to make a career out of politics. I never wanted to. I was a 14-year-old sitting in Miss Margaret Bruner's class at Middlesboro High School, and I heard a group of seniors sitting at the other end of the table from me, and just we're talking about how bad Middlesboro was. And I just said, God, you know what? I'm gonna run for mayor one day just to say, you know, I'm mayor of the bad place, and I'm gonna show you how good it's gonna be. You know, and that's, I really take a lot of pride in that. You know, and I've told you all, I've came to you at 22 years old for council, again at 24, and then for mayor at 26. And to be honest with you, I've seen the comments, and I tend to agree with them. I came to you as a kid, but now I'm coming to you as a young man raising this family and looking to continue what we're working on right here today, to continue on. And I just ask for your vote in the May primary, and Lord willing, the general election as well. Hey, thank you all.
Okay, next we have Travis Moody.
Hello, I'm Travis Moody. A lot of you probably know me from the big one, 106.3 FM, or maybe you know me from the Christmas parade. I'm the guy that puts that on. And hopefully coming up in October, I hope to have some type of festival for everybody here in Middlesboro. But I've decided to run for mayor of Middlesboro. And I'm running for mayor for one simple reason: Middlesboro deserves better. We deserve jobs that keep our kids here. We deserve streets so our families feel safe. And we deserve to give true solutions to addiction and health struggles. And we deserve leadership that listens, not politics. My campaign is about putting Middlesboro first. I think that we need to put Middlesboro first. Okay, give me a second here. That when people work, crime goes down. And whenever you got families that feel safe, then you got businesses that grow. And when you invest in recovery and health, what makes the whole city stronger? So as mayor, I will focus on job creation, public safety, and helping families out that are struggling with addiction and mental health. I think that's important. I'll fight for every grant dollar that we can get that's available to help rebuild our economy. I will support the police 100%, and I'll help clean up our neighborhoods. I'll also make sure that city government works for the people, not the other way around. Together, we can build a stronger, safer, more hopeful Middlesboro. Let's put Middlesboro first, starting now. So on Election Day, remember, Moody for mayor. Thanks.
Okay, is Michael Orr here? All right, thank you all for your patience and for, I know it's a long evening, but buckle up, we're getting ready to start with our magistrates. So we're going to start with Magistrate District 1. We have Chris Webb, Eddie Saylor, Alan Lee, Burt Markham Jr., Clint Lonnie Schaffner, Tim Parton, and Johnny Thomas. So if anybody, we're ready? Okay. You're Chris, right? This is Chris Webb.
I knew I was going to be too high up. All you politicians, a lot taller than I thought. My name's Chris Webb. I know a lot of you all out there. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I grew up in Middlesboro. I live in Brownies Creek now, District 1. I've been there about 15 years. I'm not trying to overcomplicate this job. I own my own small business. I have a backhoe. I've got the means to haul gravel. I want to get out. I want to clean up some of this trash. Any of you guys hunt? I know a lot of y'all hunt out there. You go to the woods, what do you see? Dump sites. They're everywhere. We're riddled with them. We've been riddled with them for a while. If I got to take gasoline and go out there and burn them, I will. If you pay me to do this job, I'll do it. And I promise you that. That's about all I got. I'll make myself available to everybody in District 1, I promise you. Anything you need, you just call. You vote for me, and I'll make it my job to do this stuff. I appreciate you.
All right, do we have anyone else from Magistrate District 1 here? All right, there's Mr. Parton. Come on up.
I'm glad for the opportunity to be here, by the way. Going to be nervous. I'm going to read from the script. Hello, everybody. I'm running for magistrate of District 1 area. Includes Laurel A, Page, Brownies Creek, Blackmont, Hutch, and Meldrum. One thing I'd like to do here today is I'd like to recognize all those workers out there for the past few days busting their backsides and working continuously to keep our roads clear, salting them. You just don't know the effort they put into all this. You have no idea the hard work and long hours it takes to do their jobs. So I truly appreciate every one of them. I have lived in Bell County my entire life. I worked on machinery, sold cars all my life. As a neighbor, I've helped friends, family around me any way that I could. I will not make promises that I can't keep. I've always been straightforward with everybody, and I will continue to do so. If elected, my phone will be on 24/7. You will know who your magistrate is. I will go out of my district and look for problems that need to be taken care of. I believe in fixing the problem, not putting a Band-Aid on it. I'm an honest person, a hard worker. If you call me with a problem, I'll address it and not give up till we get it done. On May the 19th, I would appreciate everyone to vote and elect me as your magistrate for District 1. I'm number 6 on the ballot. I appreciate all the love and support from people that's helped me so far and making new friends along the way. If you're ready for a change, I'm ready to give you a change. Thank you for your vote.
All right, anyone else from Magistrate District 1? All right, Magistrate District 2, we have Bruce Hendrickson, Michael Caldwell, Joseph Jordan, Jeremy Collett, Charles Collett, James Griffin, Keith Cox, and Donnie LaFevers. We'll start with Mr. Hendrickson. Thank you. Come on up.
It's okay, you can applaud. I learned something a long time ago that if you think of the name and you think of three names, Washington, Jefferson, Hendrickson, you can't go wrong like that. Now, you got to add a little humor if you've had me in class. Got to make you smile sometimes. And then sometimes you make people smile and they get pretty upset after you turn around. So be careful. When we talk about what we want to do, I don't know how to do that. If I go into a classroom, I start teaching chemistry, and I like to tell them, you're going to be good at this, but I don't know until after it's done, end of the semester or whatever. But again, I like to cut up, and sometimes they don't know when I'm trying to be funny, and they make a funny face at me and act like they want me to leave. But some strange things did happen to me when I was mayor of Pineville. These are things that people don't normally hear about. One day I was in the office and the chief called and said, we got a problem. I said, well, okay. He said, we got a lady out here on the street, on the highway down there, Tennessee Avenue, that's out in traffic, and traffic's stopping, and people are concerned and worried. I'll try to make it quick here. And he said she's delusional, she's sick, and we can't get her in the car. And he called, I guess, well, the chief knew what he was doing. He said, we're going to have to arrest her. And I'm like, what? You're going to have to arrest her? She's sick? It's the only way we can get her in the car. We have to, I don't know if they put cuffs on her or what. I don't know. I don't remember. But I had to make a decision, go ahead and arrest her. She's liable to get killed or cause somebody else to get killed. Things like that you don't normally hear about. Somebody has to make a decision. Can't be afraid. Just like classroom or coaching. You got to decide. There used to be an old log cabin in the playground picnic area at the end of near Long's Pickpack over there. My first year as mayor, they told me that there was going to have to be something done about the cabin that's over there. It's a state historic cabin, but the weeds are growing and there's going to be snakes. But the building had been burned. Somebody tried to burn it down. So they couldn't do anything about it. And now I'm going to start trying to hurry. Okay. And so finally, somebody had to make a decision on tearing the old historical building down. You can't do that. You get in trouble. Well, I don't want to wait till snakes come out. Tear it down. There was a guy in town getting ready to help us build the new jail in Pineville. I had him tear it down. It's not there now, and I never have been sued. So anyway, I had a lot of stories for you, and I guess I've lost my way.
Well, thank you.
I'm sorry.
We appreciate it.
Forgive me.
That one's mine. Yeah.
Lo siento mucho.
Okay, thank you so much. So we have Keith Cox next. And then Donnie, you'll be after that, so you'll be ready to come up when he gets done.
Good evening. I tell you what, this is an opportunity. It's a great opportunity to be standing in front of you. I tell you what, I love this background. Freedom. We got a freedom to vote for who we want, right? Huh? Now, this ain't no Donald Trump rally, so guess what? It's okay. But I'll tell you what, this means a lot to me when I see this. All right? I sort of get tore up when I see it. But I'll tell you what, my name's Keith Cox. I'm running for magistrate in District 2. I'm your constable right now in District 2 for the last 7 years. And I tell you what, and over these 7 years that I've been the constable out here, I've got to work with many people. I've stood beside the Bell County Fire Department on wildfires. I've worked with Bell County Sheriff's Department on different scenes. When it snows, I'm out helping people. When it floods, I'm always around helping stranded people, whatever they need. I try to be there. I'm friends with people in Bell County, all right? If you elect me as your magistrate, you got a friend forever. And I'll be your friend anyway if you don't vote for me, because I love people. God loves me, and I love people, and that's the way it's supposed to be. I like when somebody said, no matter how the election goes, we're all still Bell Countians. That is true. And that's the reason I don't badmouth anybody when I'm running for something, because it's not God's way to do that. So let's have a clean race no matter what you're running for. But I can guarantee you, if you'll vote for me, your magistrate in District 2, I'll be there for you. When the weather's bad, I'm going to be out. And when there's fires in the mountains, I'm going to be there too. Because I think when you're an elected official, you need to be there for your people no matter what's going on in your county. You agree? That's what elected officials for. You're to stand up. You're supposed to be the leader. You're supposed to be the voice for your people. Right? And that's what I want to be for District 2, is the voice for District 2 as your magistrate. So May the 19th, remember me. I'm number 7 on the ballot. And number 7 is my lucky number. I like that. And I've still got just a few more seconds, I believe. But listen, I do a little bit of everything. I work part-time with the Steele Funeral Home. I really enjoy that. I'm a deputy in Claiborne County for the last 8 years. Listen, I've got a lot behind me, and I've been through a lot, and I can make decisions quickly. Everybody thinks magistrate is just about roads and cleaning dumps. It's not that. You have physical court work that you have to do also. You make decisions for your people in this county. That's the big thing about a magistrate also. A lot of people looks over that and just thinks it's dumps, cleaning things up. That's not right. Wouldn't you like to know where your Bell County money goes? Huh? Where things are happening in Bell County, wouldn't you be enlightened to know? Vote for me. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
We're in out time.
All right, Donnie LaFevers.
Hello, most of you know me. I'm not real good up here in the public speaking part. I've been dreading this all day, not being here, just the talking, not too good at it. Tanya said, well, it's just 3 minutes, you know, that's not very long. But after hearing some of these guys talk, I don't know. It's been a long, I don't know if Jennifer's doing a good job or not. But I'm Donnie LaFevers. I'm running for magistrate in District 2. I'm current magistrate. I told people when I ran the first time that if they called me for any problem, that I would be there. I'm retired. I'm a magistrate that's got the time on their hands to come, and I will go to all the calls and check out all the problems, and I will continue to do that. I've lived in Bell County my whole life, married to Tanya Slusher. I think I'm having trouble here. My mom, Deanna LaFevers, Coleman LaFevers, they're up right for it. I taught school for 28 years in the Bell County school system. When I was in high school, I couldn't wait to go to the University of Kentucky. When I was down there 3 weeks, I knew that whatever I was going to do in life, that I was going to do something that I could work in Bell County. And I've been back here ever since, and this is where I want to be. And I appreciate everybody.
Okay, thank you. Any others from Magistrate District 2 that I missed? All right, we have Magistrate District 3, Ben Hatfield, Larry Apple Atkins, and Nicholas Schaffner. Looks like you are on first, Mr. Schaffner. Come on up.
Good evening, everybody. First off, I'd like to thank the Bell County Republican Women's for the event, as well as our county and city street department workers for making sure our roads have been cleared these last couple of days so we could have this event tonight. So I'd like to give them a round of applause. I've been telling myself I've been nervous all day, but once I got here and I saw everybody else, I don't think it's as much nervous as it is excited. I'm really excited for the opportunity to finally be on a ballot. I've always wanted to run in an election. I've always wanted to represent my community, represent the people that live in the district that I grew up in. The only time that I've not lived in District 3 were the 8 years I was in Lexington as a student and working for Scott County Schools, but I was always itching to move back home, and I finally did 3 years ago, where I'm currently an Algebra 1 teacher and a football coach at Middlesboro High School. I decided I wanted to run for magistrate mainly because I found out that Junior Maiden wasn't running, and I knew I had no chance of beating him if I wanted to throw my name in the hat. But my commitment to public service and representing our people here in Middlesboro and in District 3 has been something I've always been very committed about from my time when I was in middle school and high school. I've always wanted to serve, and this is the perfect opportunity for me to get to do that. Living in District 3, so if you look at the maps, they're hard to read, but the majority, if not all of District 3, lays inside the city limits. So being the magistrate for this district requires strong relationships with your folks at City Hall, the fire department, the police department, and the city street department, which I've previously been able to do naturally just being here, but I grew up with our mayor, Boone Bowling. I work very closely with Travis Heck, who is the head of the city street department. So these are relationships that I already have and previously built on, which would help me further serve this district if elected in May. Replacing Junior is not going to be a small feat, and I still don't know if I'll be able to fully grow into the shoes that he left. He's done a great job over the last 20 years representing this district, but come May, I hope to have the opportunity to do just that. Thank you.
All right, Magistrate District 4, Kevin Barnett, Kenny Vanover, Glenn Webb. Come on up.
I'll go ahead and adjust this for us, Kenny, because you're going to need it too. Thank you, ladies, for putting this on. My name's Kevin Barnett, and I'm running for magistrate in District 4. I've been married to my wife, Tracy Barnett, for 35 years. We have two sons, Blake and Destiny Barnett, and Derek and Katie Barnett, and they both live in District 4, and I'm very proud that they stayed and live in District 4. I started working for the Bell County Road Department in 2003, and when I started, I just did everything they needed me to do. And when I left the road department, I was the road foreman, and I'm very proud of that. While I was at the road department, I attended the Road Master and Road Scholar program for the University of Kentucky, and that was very informational to me. It teaches you everything to know about road maintenance, city streets, bridges, snow removal. It's just a great class of stuff to take. I left the road department, I come to Middlesboro, and I was the street superintendent here for 5 years. I've had a unique opportunity. I've worked for Judge Brock and Mr. Nelson, so I've worked with both of them. They both treated me very well. One thing about being a magistrate, and I've been asked this a million times, and I hate it, people that say, well, magistrate, that's a pretty good job. You just got to go to a meeting a month. Well, I hate that when they say that. It's more to being a magistrate than just going to the meetings. I want to be a working magistrate, cleaning up your community, taking pride in your community. Anytime the city did a cleanup, I'd always try to spearhead it, and I'd always incorporate District 4 into our citywide cleanups. I think that's very important. If elected your magistrate and you call me with a problem, I can come look at it and tell you right then and there, yes, it's something the street superintendent can do or the road foreman can do. I don't have to go ask them to come look at it, leave you standing there for sometimes a week or two before I can get back to you with the answer. I can tell you right then and there if it's legal or not. That's a big job of a magistrate, knowing what's legal and what's not legal. I look forward to being a District 4 magistrate, and I'll close with this. Me and Kenny been friends for years. Saw him at a ball game a while back, and I told him, I said, Kenny, I ain't going to be here bad-mouthing you, and I expect the same out of you. And he says, absolutely. We've been friends for years before this, and we're going to be friends after this. And we both agreed, and I think the world of Kenny, and I think that's how it needs to be. And in May, if you'll feel it, vote for Kevin Barnett, District 4 Magistrate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we have Kenny Vanover now.
Good evening. My name is Kenny Vanover. I'm running for Magistrate District 4. I was born and raised right here in Middlesboro, Kentucky. Lived here my whole life. Graduated from Middlesboro High School. Attended the Southeast Community College. While training for law enforcement, I served a portion of time at the Eastern Kentucky University up there in their program. For the past 20 years, I've had the honor of serving our community in law enforcement. During that time, I've seen the challenges many of our families face every single day. I've worked with people during some of the hardest moments of their lives. And those experiences have shaped me, how I listen and how seriously I take the responsibility of serving others. Through my career, I've learned the importance of fairness and making decisions that put people first. I've learned how to stay calm under pressure, how to work with others to solve problems, and most importantly, how to listen. Those are skills I believe are essential for a magistrate. I'm running for magistrate because I want to continue serving this community in a new way. I want to be a voice for the people of District 4, a voice that listens and takes action. My commitment is simple. I will work every day to represent you with integrity and respect. I will listen to your concerns and make decisions that are best for our community. Also, I'm proud to say that my family share the same commitment to Middlesboro. My wife Holly is a librarian at Middlesboro Middle School. Together we are raising our two small sons, Kason, age 12, Hunter, age 8. We are both deeply invested in Middlesboro, not just for today, but also for the future. I would be honored to earn your trust and vote. Together, we can build a stronger, safer, and more united community. Thank you for your time, your support, and allow me this opportunity to share with you tonight. Thank you, and I ask for your vote in May.
Okay, is Glenn Webb here? All right, Magistrate District 5, Donnie Sparks, Joe Hammondtree, John Trosper, Ronnie Fusen, and Stephen Robinson. Looks like we'll start with you, Mr. Hammondtree.
I'm Joe Hammondtree, current magistrate of the 5th District. I'm a husband and father of 4 children, 2 that are still at home, Luke and Levi back here. Jesus is my Lord and Savior. As a Christian, I base my life on Christ's teachings. I'm also a lifelong Republican with strong conservative values. I've worked over 33 years, owning my own business for 20 years. I'm currently a licensed health, life, and annuities independent agent. Since becoming magistrate, one of my proudest accomplishments has been restoring prayer at the monthly fiscal court meetings. I have worked diligently to better District 5, which includes Suddy, which is Frakes, Little Clear Creek, Laurel B, Greasy Creek, and Edgewood. However, there is a lot still to be done that is on the list and is added to daily. During my term, I have attended the training and conferences related to the office of magistrate. I always have nearly double the hours of training recommended by the Kentucky Association of Counties. Attending these sessions and talking with other magistrates brings ideas that can better our county. The only promise I make is that I will work earnestly and turn everything in that I am made aware of that is legally serviceable by the county and state. I am and will continue to be a voice for the people while keeping their best interest at heart. I also stay in contact with our state officials, state representative, senator, and others that I've gotten acquainted with since being in office to help with our state roads, guardrails, and other projects. It has been an honor to serve the great folks in my district. I humbly ask for your vote and support in re-election as your 5th District Magistrate on May the 19th. I am listed as the second name on the ballot for District 5. I want to thank everyone that put me here. It's truly been a privilege to serve the people. Let's keep making District 5 great. Thank you, and God bless you all. And thank you all for putting this on.
Thank you. John Trosper.
First, I ain't a politician, so if that's what you're thinking I am, you're just bad wrong. My name's John Trosper. I'm a candidate for Magistrate District 5. I was born and raised in Bell County, live in Ambleside now for 8 years. Lived on Greasy Creek for before that. Attended Pineville and Bell County schools and graduated in 1998. I'm a veteran from the Kentucky National Guard. Any veterans out here tonight? Got a few, thank you. I'm the owner of a small business, small construction company. Some of my work stuff is I build homes. That's what my company does, mostly build homes, do remodels and such. I've worked around coal mines, limestone quarries, earth excavation, project planning. Some of the skills I've acquired through time that I think will help with magistrate is building codes, blueprint reading, drafting, earth moving equipment operation, concrete work, building houses, plumbing, electrical, etc. I volunteer to help coach baseball, basketball, and football over here in Middlesboro, and I always donate to the local sports teams and school fundraisers. I feel that I have a good background in work history to be a working magistrate for the people of District 5 and would love the chance to show the people my desire and passion to do so. I would greatly appreciate the folks of District 5 to consider voting for me. Thank y'all.
Okay, next we have Ronnie Fuson.
we certainly appreciate the opportunity tonight. And like some of the others, we get nervous too when we have to speak in front of a big crowd. But our name, if you don't know us, is Ronnie Fuson. We're running for Masters of District 5, live on 92, business owner for, if God blesses, time to last and we live to August, we'll be in business for 30 years in Pineville, Fuson Sports. And we're asking tonight for your support and your vote. And if you'll notice our cards, when we pass out our cards, it's got down at the bottom of it, it'll say that your vote would be greatly appreciated and not forgotten. And earlier, Jennifer was joking with us that she may have cut us off. She knows we don't talk much and things, but I was going to try to make it 3 minutes. But like Donnie, 3 minutes is a long time for me. I don't talk a whole lot, but I would appreciate your vote, anything you can do for us, and we appreciate you having us tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. We have Stephen Robinson next.
I want to thank them for having us here tonight, and first and foremost, I want to thank God for all us being here and being safe. So, my name's Steve Robinson. I've worked here at the City of Millsboro as a firefighter paramedic. I've had over about 20 years of work, and I've served about 13 years with the Bell County Coroner's Office. I've got a servant's heart. I wish to actually work our district. I've got the great honor of actually being endorsed by Lonnie Jr. Maiden, which I do thank him very much for that. And I want to show our district that I will work physically, get out and pick up our garbage, clean our area. We have the most beautiful county in the state of Kentucky, in the world. This is a beautiful place. We need to keep it clean. We need to clean the ditches. We need to be able to get out and fix the roads. We need to get out and do things, but that's what I wish to do for you all, is get out and work. That's kind of, my biggest thing. I know I'm not going to last 3 minutes up here talking, but that's okay too. I do ask for y'all's support, your vote, any help that could be appreciated to be able to get to this thing. I will be a good steward like they have been of the money for Bell County. I'm a penny pincher, so I do believe that we should take, pay attention to what we spend, what we're taking in, to not spend too much. And they've done, I think, a great job with that, and I would like to continue to do that. Do ask for your vote and support. My name is Steve Robinson. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to Constable District 1, Bobby Simpson. Constable District 2, David Cox, Robert Daniels, Tyler Langford. Constable District 3, Alan Farmer. Constable District 4, Kevin Gordon. And Constable District 5, Harold Dean Miracle. Going once, going twice. Okay, we do so much appreciate each of you coming, and we are so honored to have you here. Thank you so much. Get out and talk to these candidates. They've all done a wonderful job. Look around the room, you see signs. Those are the candidates that actually paid for a sponsorship package for our Republican club to kind of support us. So candidates, please take your signs with you when you leave. Everybody be safe traveling home, and we appreciate you. Thanks, Brian O'Brien, for everything you did.